Why, dear me, antler pile? Why me? I played an indie horror game with 0 players online and only 200 reviews. And on top of that, it only cost me $8. And immediately tried to fake crash my computer while sending Steam messages from my friends written in eldritch monster speak. And also the meat ghost. Yeah, the meat ghost. I was not expecting any of this from this game. This is Sonar Shock. And here's how my experience went. I kick off the game in Stalin's wet dream of having a super communism submarine that has nukes and also Sherlock Holmes for some reason, and also hot eldritch beings from another dimension. In that case, would Stalin be a K-On! Fan or Monster Musume fan? I'm not sure. I start by building my character with a wide array of options. I personally make a hacker cannibalism build. I'll want hacking because, first off, you want to build hacking right off the bat so you could get into all kinds of rooms. And cannibalism? Well, that's just for fun. I start off banging my head in the hold and missing the entire plot. And someone is a serial note writer here, just like plenty other games in the genre. Like some dude on this sub is definitely spanking it to ink on a page. It's no shock this game is heavily inspired by System Shock, and does some things better than its inspiration. This game is supposed to be kinda clunky, and it adds to the frantic experience once I run into the creatures on board. And this game has some pretty good scares, I gotta admit. The first mission, get off floor 1. And I honestly don't know more than that. I read the stuff, I think there's something going on. There's some type of thing stuck in the torpedo bay that they brought in. You know, classic horror writing. Down in the hold, I explore around, reading up on all the dead crew. My personal favorite part is the crabs that basically erupt if I look at them the wrong way. I love how just every little corner and nook has something to find in it. The level design is top tier in this game. Well, mostly. Very early on, I get one of the best guns in the game, the flare gun. And I would not remove this thing from my inventory the whole way through. It was just that good. I want to make one thing very clear. I respect what the dev did here. This game has so much heart, but I will not compromise on constructive criticism. I'm not trying to be cruel. But I believe this game is called Sonar Shock because it is .wav the game. If you do not like stock sound effects, you're not gonna make it. And I barely did. Whenever, and I mean whenever you kill one of these pink dog things, this sound plays.
Alright, I get it!
And while I was walking around, I kept searching for this phone that was ringing. And you realize there is no phone. It just plays a random phone noise. Only like one time there was an actual phone, but like it was kind of scripted. But this phone ringing, it's like someone has their speakerphone on and walking around the place and is a ghost. Regardless, I'm very impressed with the trueness to the System Shock control system. You have to manually load all your guns, all the animations are done by you. So many vents and secret doors lead to like actual rewards. Like I opened up this one bookcase and I was confronted with like a total armory. This is nice. And I just gotta load my gun here real quick and hang on, just a little more. 1 second. Okay. It's relatively fun, but a little easy, I must say. I managed to find this cafeteria with a bunch of survivors, and the cook tells me he'll sell to me if I genocide the rat population in the freezer. And this time there's a green dog. When I come out, he gives me no discount, and the stuff he wants me to buy from is just, like, it's useless. Why do I just opened up an entire vault of weapons. I don't need any more weapons. And also, he only takes vodka bottles? And you do not find a lot of these. Yeah, like he's asking like 6 million bottles of vodka for like a Makarov. It's just not fair. And so with that, I diss these homies and I go up for the elevator. Now personally, I was a bit lukewarm on the game so far. There are a lot of issues and some brutal ones I will bring up on floor 3. But it was one moment that changed my impression. I'm working through the floor like usual. You know, taking out all the infected crew. They're finally shooting back. It's a little tougher, but I walk into this dirty corner of the laundry room. Okay, game, you got me. Honestly, floor 2 was the peak of this game. The environmental design is top notch, every bullet counts, the twisted infected crew of mutants are keeping me on my toes at every corner. Nothing feels unfair, it's a perfect challenge. I finally managed to get the hacking high enough to really start getting into rooms I shouldn't, which is really cool because I could break the game as I choose and not follow rules. I get into this computer section and who's breaking boxes? There's something out there. This tentacle blob basically becomes a stalker enemy. Insane health, he rips through me, follows me relentlessly. The more I explore, the more I am afraid of that purple glow around the corner. And just when I finally get past this abomination, I run into an armor suit. Oh, you bastard. I learn about the amulet that seemingly caused the issues here and make my way back to the elevator. At this point, I was really feeling the game, and I was thinking to myself, why is this game basically lost media? This isn't bad at all. Boy, was I about to get a wake-up call. Floor 3 is my personal purgatory. Now, this game had me at the start. This section has good atmosphere. The lighting's cool. It's really homey in here. The Colosseums, though, yeah, I'm not sure how that's conducive to a Soviet Sov, but hey, it's eldritch magic, so we can make up whatever we want. But this floor was cool to start off. And the last levels had zero music. Yeah, it was really uncomfortable when you have just dripping pipe.wav playing constantly. But here we have some subtle tones and a more forest-oriented vibe. And it starts off, I walk in, and dude, this chick sucks. And not in a good way. She infinitely respawns and places herself in the most key locations to make everything 10 times longer and 10 times harder. Again, not in the good way.
Excuse me?
Excuse me, what the actual
Holy cow, the difficulty is astronomically harder. What happened? I'm getting destroyed in here. We went from mildly easy to downright abusive. My dad didn't even beat me this hard. I still just have the flare gun and a lever action. And the lever action completely breaks. I can barely load it. And some of it is my fault for not maxing out heavy weapons to get something better, but dude, it's just not fair. This challenge really brings out the worst in the game. Ammo's practically gone. With this chick in the way, I have like no ways to get around and have to like shimmy into these other rooms that are just ad spawns. And at one point I finally get past her and I enter a room and my screen goes dim and now I can't press anything? And the game crashed. Okay, that's fine. I just gotta lock in. I just have to lock in. I just start spamming my collection of save points and being very careful about where I go. Just then, I get blocked by some invisible collision through a doorway. Wait a second, why does it have a health bar? It's still going down, oh my god. Oh my god. I'm now max level. Well, I got stuck and the game crashed. I am now back to level 10. Well, that was fun while it lasted. I get back to it, same old slow, meticulous playing as usual. I don't run into the meat ghost again. Thing is, enemies all have hit scan, meaning if I'm slow and peek around corners, they have no wind up and can shoot me instantly. I'm down to just one save. Granted, with everything and how bad this section has been, it has good moments. I like the library section, that was great. Visually and by design, it's pretty. Even with the huge HUD and rough graphics, I'm immersed. Especially with this dark lighting, it brings out what the game's strong suit is. I do feel like I'm working my way through a twisted sub and oh, now things are getting weird. And if only I knew what kind of roadblock the game would punish me with later, I would have quit right here. I would have quit the second the elevator opened onto floor 3. I get transported to some nightmare realm of the ship. A place full of weird stuff I can't show on YouTube. It's like some deep cult forest and is that a Steam message? What's going on here? Whew boy, they start lambasting me with enemies at this point. And like no ammo or health. Tracking fish people magic with tons of health. This is the supposed recommended difficulty, by the way. And I'm not sure what's going on with the deer, but they like transform into this weird antler magic meat pile. I finally decide just to haul it through this horrific place. I die constantly. The level design has fallen off a cliff. It's just a death funnel. There's no advanced way to move around stuff. We lost all the creativity from the last floors. I'm constantly getting worn down by the stock sounds. The constant deaths from stuff appearing behind me or having endless follow distance. They throw a boss on me in all this. An angler who they spam later. He's on every floor. I'll see this ugly mug again and again and again in more and more cheap ways. I finally get past the death funnel and yeah, he spawned behind me. Why, dear me antler pile? Why me? The frame rate too is dive, total PowerPoint stuff. I get what I came for and make my way out, where I get to one of my buddies, and there's an ambush. He tells me to hop on the mounted gun. Alright, yeah, let's do it. An ambush, and it's bugged and the enemies move quicker than me to get to it. He stands there watching me get violated by fish people, doesn't even help me. And here comes the most devastating news yet, guys. The last level has a required amount of microchips. What is a microchip? I know about as much as you do. I need 50 to finish the game. And in all my hours so far with max hack rooms and loot hoarding, checking every corner, how many do you think I have? 18. Well fine, maybe it spawns some more for me. I'll go back to the older floors and I thought the last floor was bad. I tried going back to the ones I've already been to and they just unfairly cram as many Emmeminies. They spam as many They spam as many enemies as they can for the sake of making it harder. Again, after another half hour of searching, dying, searching, looping broken sounds that now play constantly as loud as a neutron star, fighting the same boss in just about every room. Look how many enemies they've thrown at me down here. How many microchips do you think I found after all this? 7, yeah. And guys, I'm sorry. I really am sorry. I just couldn't do it anymore. All the charm is lost, all the excitement, it became torture. Couldn't find enough. And it's really sad because this game is full of life and effort from someone who wanted to make an incredibly ambitious game. And who would have come up with making a spiritual successor to the original System Shock? What a novel idea. I wanted to bring more attention to this little game. Unfortunately, the last update for this game was in November 26, 2024, and it's been radio silent ever since. These little games make me genuinely sad. I too get sad when my videos fail. I mean, I've had some real crashes. So I feel on a personal level, the anguish is something I put a lot of effort into and doesn't go how I hope. I wish the developer the best, and they shouldn't give up because they do have a talent. I think this game would have benefited greatly from public testing, better marketing maybe, and you know what? A lot of people do these devlog things. People love watching people make games on YouTube. It's great free publicity. And so all in all, I'd probably have to give it a 6 out of 10. I really didn't want to. Floor 2 really had me going. It was amazing. If that would have kept through and maybe a little bit more enemy variety, that would have been great. And the performance issues really hampered it. And the add more playtime factor of 50 microchips did me in. It really wasn't fair having to go back through all those levels and then they just throw enemies at me. But if you want to check this game out yourself and see if you could get past it, it's really hard to be upset about spending $8. It is a really cool experience. Something old and something new fused together. It really is its own beautiful eldritch baby. So that was Sonar Shock. I hope you liked that. Consider doing what helps me out to make more videos, and I don't know what I'm gonna do next. I'm thinking guys. I'll give you an option. Are you interested in seeing another scary game? Something that is actually a little more scary than this. Or checking out like an old, I didn't even know this game existed, an old Raven game. Yeah, you remember Ravens? Yeah, not Ravens. Raven Software? I can't remember their name, but they used to make great games. I think they're the same people that made Fear. So I found like one of their old games. Another thing of abandonware. Well, anyway, thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Never give up. Stay positive. Bye.